My question. Do you wish to plead guilty to a criminal sexual contact today?
Yeah.
Now, I wonder if there's something else that we could do that allow Mr. Busey to hear a little better. Are you having a hard time hearing altogether, Mr. Busey? Are you hearing me some?
Yes, I have hearing aids and they are working, but they only go so high.
It started as a typical fan convention and ended with an Oscar-nominated actor pleading guilty on Zoom while sipping Coke and asking, "Wait, am I pleading guilty?" Yes, you heard that right. Gary Busey just admitted to criminal sexual contact, and it was anything but subtle. The chaos all unfolded during a virtual court hearing in Camden, New Jersey. The star at the center, 81-year-old Gary Busey, Hollywood wildcard and longtime cult favorite, best known for the Buddy Holly story, Lethal Weapon, and Point Break. But this wasn't a movie role. It was real, and it was messy. This all goes back to August 2022, when Busey was a featured guest at the Monster-Mania Convention at the DoubleTree Hilton in Cherry Hill. That's when the first wave of allegations hit. Several female fans accused the actor of inappropriate touching during photo ops. Fast forward nearly 2 years later, and we have a plea deal, a public admission, and one jaw-dropping Zoom moment after another. So what exactly happened in court? Well, if you tuned into Court TV's feed, you were treated to a masterclass in courtroom confusion. Busey logged into the Zoom hearing wearing a hearing aid as loud as it will go, according to his lawyer. But that didn't stop the miscommunication. Within minutes, he was caught on camera casually sipping from a Coca-Cola can, right in front of Judge Gwendolyn Blue. Judge Blue, clearly unimpressed, interrupted the flow of the hearing to say, "Although we are Zoom, you can't eat or drink in my courtroom. You're before a judge, and when you're before a judge, you act accordingly." Busey stopped drinking, but the awkwardness was just getting started. Then came the plea question. Judge Blue asked him plainly, "It is my understanding you wish to plead guilty to a fourth-degree criminal sexual contact. Is that correct?" And Gary Busey blinked. "Am I pleading guilty?" he asked, looking completely thrown off. When the judge responded with, "Yes," Busey replied, "No," followed immediately by a woman's voice correcting him. Yes, that voice? Reportedly his ex-wife, who was in the room with him. Gary finally conceded, muttering, "I am? Okay, I am." Judge Blue didn't let it slide. She made it crystal clear. "I don't want anyone to tell you what to say. You need to say it on your own, sir." So Busey affirmed again, this time more directly. Yes. And just like that, the guilty plea was on record, but the judge wasn't finished yet. The court needed specifics, so Busey's attorney, Blair Zwillman, walked him through it. Zwillman began, "You inappropriately touched the buttocks of an adult female over her clothing. You understand now, and you knew then that that was not appropriate. It was wrong, correct?" Busey nodded and responded, "Yes, very much so. Immediately, yes." Then Zwillman asked, "And you want Judge Blue to accept your acknowledgement of this particular incident, is that right?" Gary confirmed, "Yes, sir, it is the truth. So far, so good." But that's when the hearing took another turn. The judge wasn't satisfied with the vague responses. She wanted clarity. "There's something missing from the official record," she told Zwillman. "You need to fill in the record more as to what his purpose was when he touched her buttocks." Zwillman pressed his client again. "You understand that it's only a violation of the law that you could plead guilty to if you intended to gratify yourself by committing that act. I've told you that, correct?" Gary seemed confused. "Correct what?" The lawyer rephrased. "The touching of the buttocks was done for your gratification." Busey pushed back. "No, I was looking. My eyes were on the camera lens. I moved my hands up and grazed her buttocks without thinking and without looking." Judge Blue shot back. "That's not a factual basis. That's not a guilty plea." Zwillman clarified again, emphasizing that the admission had to include acknowledgement of personal gratification. That's the legal standard. Eventually, Busey relented. "I truthfully acknowledge that that happened, yes." And finally, Judge Blue asked the big one, So this was not an accidental touching. You purposely touched her. Is that correct, sir? And Busey gave the quote that made headlines. Yeah. Under the terms of the plea deal, prosecutors agreed to drop the other charges. 3 additional counts of 4th-degree criminal sexual contact, 1 count of attempted criminal sexual contact, 1 harassment charge. All of these stemmed from incidents with up to 5 women during that same convention. According to reports from the Philadelphia Inquirer, Busey allegedly grabbed the buttocks of 2 women and tried to unhook another woman's bra while putting his face near her chest during a photo. Authorities said it all happened at the Cherry Hill Horror Film Convention between August 12th and 14th, 2022. Busey had been booked as a featured guest for all 3 days. The victim referenced in the court documents, referred to only as AD, was the woman Busey admitted to touching. But she wasn't the only one. According to officials, a total of 5 women came forward. Event organizers later confirmed that a celebrity guest was removed and banned from returning, although they didn't name Busey at the time. They also encouraged any affected attendees to file reports with local police. After the hearing, Blair Zwillman spoke to Entertainment Weekly and explained his position. He said his client was glad it was over and thankful the hearing could be done remotely. But he also added something more pointed. In my view, Mr. Busey was overcharged, probably based on his star status. He could have just as easily been charged with the disorderly person's offense of harassment by offensive touching. He also argued that police mishandled the investigation by failing to speak with key witnesses. But Camden County Prosecutor Keith Carmy disputed that, saying the grand jury had received substantial testimony and no evidence was improperly withheld. Busey's sentencing is scheduled for September 18th. It'll be another virtual hearing. He faces 1 to 5 years of probation, fines, a mandatory DNA sample submission to authorities. Zwillman plans to argue for the lowest possible outcome, just fines, no probation. The final call will be up to Judge Gwendolyn Blue. Let's rewind to when these charges first came to light in 2022. Busey, approached by paparazzi outside a gas station in Malibu, denied everything. Nothing happened, he told them. The encounter with the women took less than 10 seconds. Then they left. Then they made up a story that I assaulted them sexually when I did not. He also made it clear, I don't carry any regrets. But as of now, on the record, Busey has admitted to intentional, inappropriate touching. This isn't the first time Gary Busey's name has been in the headlines for strange or controversial behavior. In 1995, he was hospitalized following a near-fatal cocaine overdose and later faced drug charges. He's been arrested for spousal abuse in the past. And during his appearance on Celebrity Apprentice in 2011, he was accused of sexually assaulting a female crew member. There have also been multiple reports over the years of Busey dropping his pants in public. At one point, his rep excused it by saying he perhaps needed to relieve himself. Despite the scandal, Gary Busey's career has spanned over 100 film and TV appearances, mostly in supporting or eccentric roles. But it all started with his Oscar-nominated performance in the Buddy Holly story back in 1978. From there, he carved out a niche as one of Hollywood's most unpredictable character actors, appearing in films like Point Break, Under Siege, Predator 2, Lethal Weapon, Rookie of the Year. Fans knew him for his wild energy, raspy voice, and completely unfiltered style on and off the screen. Now, at 81, Gary Busey awaits sentencing in what may be one of the last and most surreal legal episodes of his life. A courtroom over Zoom, a can of Coke, a delayed "Am I pleading guilty?" moment, and a final admission, it was not an accidental touching. The legal process may be wrapping up, but the public conversation around it, that's only just beginning.